Hey, what's going on, beautiful Jellyfish? Tracy. Like 2 things before I get into this video before I forget. There's a lot of stuff behind me. I'm really sorry. Our water softener like decided to just like leak and so messed up my carpet. Everything's fine, none of my stuff got messed up, but like I had to take all the stuff out of the closet that's in here, so that's why there's just like a ton of stuff behind me. Because when they come, they have to like redo the carpet because like the carpet got ripped up, so that's lovely. That's why. Number 2, I made a Twitch. I feel like I mentioned this, but I honestly can't remember, so it's be listed in the down bar below. Haven't set up a schedule yet for when I'm going to be streaming, but if you wanna follow me on there, definitely do that. I'll post on Twitter when I'm going to be streaming. So today I thought it would be kind of cool to do a video on like sentimental magic cards, like magic cards that have kind of stuck with me. Like I remember when I got this card signed, or I remember like when I opened this card in a pack, or I remember the person who gave it to me. Like I just kind of wanted to do a whole like video on like these cards that mean a lot to me, that like if like these are cards that I will never trade. Like even if I take the deck apart, which I really don't foresee myself taking any of these decks apart, any of my EDH decks, because actually I don't have any sentimental modern cards, just because like I looked through all of my decks and I couldn't find like anything. So yeah, so let's get into it. So the first, I'm not going to do pictures like here of what the cards do, because it's just, I'm going to be talking about multiple at the same time and that's just going to be like way too much. But are my signed cards that I got from GP Pittsburgh. So I'll show you guys these up close so that you can see them. So I got a bunch of these signed by Ryan Yee. So I have Anna Fenza. I run this card in Angels. I have Command Tower, which this specific, I run Command Tower on like all my EDH decks, but this specific copy is in Tassiger. Then I have this really pretty foil Sultai Charm, which is also in Tassiger. And this Dig Through Time, which again, I run in a ton of my decks, but the one signed one I do have is in Tassiger. So, and then I also have this Courser of Krufix signed by Eric Dechamps. And I have a couple more signed cards, but they're put away. Like, I don't have them in decks, but I did hang on to them, that they're signed. But, yeah, I mean, these just mean a lot to me because, like, I got these signed at GP Pittsburgh, which was, like, super fun. And, like, that is something I'm super excited to be going to, like, Magic events and, like, bigger Magic events and stuff. Hopefully meeting some of you guys and getting the chance to like get cards signed and like play Magic and stuff. So yes, love my signed cards. Definitely want to get more signed cards. Just definitely something I want to do. Is definitely on my list. Yeah, I was gonna try to go in deck specific order, but that's like clearly not happening. Okay, so I then have, this is actually kind of like a really cool story. This is an Alter Art Doomblade, which I'm gonna take it out of the I just took it out of the sleeve, but this one's in Tassiger, and I just think it's so cool. Like, I was looking through cards on my old LGS, and it, like, I just saw it, and I was like, how much is this? And they were like $5, and I was like, I need this? Like, it's so beautiful. It's very, like, you can feel it, and it is, like, a little bit thicker, I would say, than, you know, thicker than most cards. I don't actually know who did this. I think it's one of the people at my old LGS, but I don't know who it is who did this, but it's just really beautiful and I just really like it. And whenever I do cast it, I always get compliments on it and people are like, that's like the coolest thing ever. And I just think it's really pretty. So I have this Altered Doomblade art, which this one is in Tassiger. Okay, then we have, this card's also in Tassiger. I'm moving on to other decks too, but I have this Demonic Tutor, which this is like my favorite Demonic Tutor art. I told you guys the story in videos, I don't really remember which one specifically, but when I was getting started into Magic, I was like in the process of like building my collection and like getting cards and stuff, and this guy I went to high school with, Sal, like was so giving and like gave away Magic cards to all of us. It was awesome. And so I got a ton of Magic cards, and like I remember looking through it and I was like, this card's really cool. And he gave this to me, and like this is a very like expensive Magic card, which is really cool. But honestly, the coolest fact is like I remember like the day I got it, which is so sweet, like just to remember that specific moment in time. And it's the same copy, like, and I don't have any other copies of Demonic Tutor, and like I have this, and like I've had this since like straight up like a month after I started playing Magic. So like I've had this same copy of this card for like 6 years. I've been playing Magic for like, I think 6 years now at this point. So this is super cool. And I love that art with Liliana on. I think it's super beautiful. Okay, so then I'll do these babies. So, when I remember this specific card store, one of the guys that I dated, Zane, who I've mentioned before, when we were dating at the time, we went to like this card store. It was a cute little Magic player date. We went to a card store and it was really cool, and I got rid of a bunch of cards and was really nice. And I was looking through stuff and I don't remember like what I was like playing stuff in Modern, but like I couldn't, it was like kind of weird. Like they had cards, but they didn't have like a lot of like Modern staples and things that I needed at the time. I don't even remember what deck I was trying to build. And so I was like, all right, I was like, you know, and I ended up getting like Path to Exiles or something, because I was like, I can always trade those away. You know, I can always use them for like trade fodder. So we went to this store, and they had a ton of non-English cards, which if you know me, I absolutely love cards that aren't in English. Like, I think that's the one thing, like, even if the card's not in foil, like, I think I would in some instances rather take the non-English than in foil. Depends. I'd have to be like put in that instance. But anyways, we went to this card store and I got a ton of angels for my Avacyn deck. Not in English. So I think I grabbed out all of them. There may be a couple of more. I'm not really too sure. But I grabbed like a ton of these angels, and they're all in different languages, and I love that. Like, I know some people like them all to be one. I don't care. If it's not in English, I like it. I just think it's really cool. But yeah, I think my favorite is probably this Sarah angel, which I think this is in Russian. I don't know. Vouch for me. But yeah, that's really cool. So this one's cool too. This is a foil Angelic Arbiter, and this is in Chinese, and this is really cool. The rest of them are not in foil, but that's totally fine with me. I think these are super awesome. And also another side note about my Angels deck, I get a ton of compliments on these sleeves. I actually remember, I don't remember like the specific day that I bought these sleeves, but I bought them at a game store that I went to when I was in my first year of college. Maybe it was my second year of college. And every single time I play this deck, I get compliments on these sleeves without fail. And someone's like, those sleeves are so reflective and so pretty. And these are the same sleeves that I've had since okay, so if it was like second year, so it may have been like my third year into playing Magic, my second or third year into playing Magic, and I still have these same sleeves, and they've held up. I mean, there's some that are like kind of starting to fray. I gotta find more of these once. I should probably re-sleeve them at some point, but yes, so there's that. And another card too that I got that I'm pretty sure I got actually at the same time as these. This I actually got this, yeah, I think at the same time, I'm pretty sure. But it's a Korean Tesa, so I've had this, you know, this is going on like, what, like 3 years since I've like had copies of all these cards, 3 years or so. And I just think this is super cool. Like, I remember having this in my binder for a while, and like no one wanted it, and like no one took it off my hands. And I don't even think it was a card that I was really interested in getting rid of anyway. And I remember at one point, like, someone was going through my binder, like a card store owner, and was like, oh, this, and I was like, that's Korean. I want to keep that. I definitely want to hang on to this. And I really like it. I really love Tesa. She's in Ladies, and she was like always a card that like I've always had, but I've never had like the deck for her. But now I finally do, and she's in 5-color, and I love her, and she's incredible. She's such a good Magic card. So okay, where else do I want to go? Okay, so this story, this is actually kind of funny. This is a foil Perforos God of the Forge. Why is this not in a perfect fit? Oh, I need to perfect fit all my decks. I'm super lazy and I haven't done that. Okay, so when this set came out, I remember that was like when the dash mechanic was a thing. And I remember I was like, I'm gonna build a standard deck. And now listen, if you know me, I hate standard. I think it's like the worst format, and I jokingly judge every person who plays standard. I'm like, I think it's just a garbage format. Anyways, so I was playing, sorry to all those standard players I just offended. I remember building the deck, and I was building this like black-green dash deck. Moral of the story is it was terrible, but I was like, I need a Perforos because like Perforos and dash like work super well together, like it's gonna be awesome. So anyway, so I traded, and I was like trading, and the person only had a foil Perforos, which is this. So I traded for it, and I was like, okay, like it's more money, but like, and I'm giving more cards away to get this, but whatever. I need Perforos for the standard game day, which I did terrible at because I can't play standard. And I didn't know like anything about what I was doing, like literally at all. So I got this, and it was a card that I always hung on to, and I never had a deck really for it until I built my Omnath Locus of Rage EDH deck, and then I was like, this deck's perfect for this card because you make all these 5/5s, and then they ETB, and you get all these tokens, and then Purpose triggers, and it's super good. So I just decided to throw them in here. It also works really well with the Vendor of Zendikar. Oh, living the dream. So yeah, this is the same copy that I've had ever since I traded that away whenever that was. That was, like 2-3 years ago. I don't know. My timeline is so off. I don't know. But this card's super sweet. Okay, so this card actually is kind of funny, the story I would say behind this card. I don't remember quite where I got this. Korean Pia and Karen Alara. I couldn't even tell you. I think I opened up a pack of, so this must have been a pack of Korean Origins, and this was my rare. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Where did I get a pack of Korean? I think my old game store had a box of Korean, and like I, won a prize pack, and so I was like, okay, I'll take one from Origins, and I opened this. It was kind of a card I was always like, I'm gonna jam this in something. And when I was playing Grixis Control originally, I had Pia and Karen Alar in there, and then I think I ended up taking out, I tried to jam it in my current Grixis Control list in Modern, and I was like, it's just not really working. But anyways, and then I built Brea EDH, which I think I told you guys about. I built Brea 4-color EDH. The deck is super rough. I'm nowhere near ready to do a deck tech on it. I literally haven't put any money into it. I put all cards with it that we already had around the house. So like, and I traded for like a total of 3 cards so far for it. So like, it's not there. It will get there. I have cards that I want to do. I want to do like some infinite combos and things. Anyways, so building Brea was super cool because I was like, yes, I have the opportunity. Like, I tried to jam this card in so many of my different decks. I was like, I can run it like in ladies because like Pia is a lady and I can do that, right? But I'm just super happy to have the opportunity. And like, again, I don't remember quite when I opened it, but like I've had this card for a while and I was always like, I'm going to put it in this deck and I'm not going to trade it away because it's super cool. And I just really love this card. So that's that. Okay, we are almost done. We're ending this actually on a really sweet note. My last card, I'm very excited. Okay, so Amara Shepherd. I have this foil Amara Shepherd, which you guys should probably kick me because this isn't foil. My Angels deck isn't foil, and the deck is so expensive, and I really need to put it in perfect fit. So, anyways, I remember, again, similar situation to the Pia and Karen Alar. I was at my old game store back in New York, and I won a pack. Or like I opened like 2 packs or like whatever were my winnings, and I was like, oh sweet. I was like, my foil is this foil rare Amara Shepherd. I was like, this is perfect. I have this in my Angels EDH deck, and not a very expensive card by any means. This is a card that I one day would probably have bought foil anyway because it's not very expensive. But I'm super excited to have the opportunity to open it, and it was just like really cool, and just like getting the chance to open this and remembering that moment when I opened it, and I just love Angels, so that was super cool. Okay, the last card, this is actually the kind of 2 cards actually now that I say it. How like Angels are like my thing. Like when I started into Magic, I was like, I want to build an Angel deck and that's what I want to do. And so Angels have always been like close to my heart. And even, it's funny, is like my deck that I have, I don't play it a ton because it's so like, it sounds like really simple. It's like you just put out like these big angels and then you just blow up the board, but you don't blow up yours because you have indestructible. And it's very like linear, and I mean, a lot of people think it's overpowered. I mean, again, I don't think that concept, like it doesn't have infinite combos or anything like that. It's just like really hard for people to deal with because of indestructible, and people typically can't deal with the flying, so that you have kind of like that edge. And again, if you just have indestructible and like they have no way of dealing with it, it's just amazing. So, when I came to Texas, and then I came to my local game store, my sponsor at my game store, the store owner, Julian, Amiga Sanctum, was like, I don't know, I was like looking through his binder or like something, or he was like showing me cards like in his binder or something, and, you know, cause he's like gotten a bunch of like judge promos and stuff like that, and so like I saw like the, promo Avacyn, Angel of Hope. And I was like, and I think like I was playing it like before, and he saw me playing the deck, and he was like, oh, like you have an Avacyn deck. And then when he was like talking to me about all the stuff with the sponsors, and, you know, was like, hey, these are all the things like I'm gonna do for you, and he was like, yeah, Tracy, I'll give you that Avacyn. And like I was like, yes, this is so cool, because this is a card that like I'm kind of like at the point where like I won't go out of my way to purchase foil cards by any means. Like if I see it and I'm like, cool, but I won't like go searching through boxes of foils, you know what I mean? Or if I'm buying a card and it's like a 10-cent difference to get the foil, I'll get the foil, you know what I mean? But I don't go like out of my way. If it's like $30 more for the foil, I will not, you know. And I already had an Avacyn. I was like, I don't need to buy a foil Avacyn. And I just think it's like one of the most beautiful arts like I've literally ever seen. I don't know how you can see it. Oh, I have this in this like big cool commander sleeve thing. But yeah, just, and again, the memory of that, just one of my first things I got for my sponsorship, which is just like the coolest thing ever. And I love this. And on the literal flip side, because they're both in here. By the way, this sleeve is really cool. I don't even know, I wish I could find these. They're so cool. Actually, I think Amazon has them now that I'm saying that. Okay, so one of my friends, Eddie, made Paul and I, and Justin actually too, our commanders. He made them like these funny things. I don't think I've ever shown this to you guys actually before, which is really funny. But he made them us all these like paper like cards. Like he took that on the magic card and just like glued it on here. And I am Tracy, Angel of Selfies. And my flavor text is absolutely fabulous. And every single time I play with someone for the first time with this deck, I'm always like, they're always like, oh, well, like, now they'll be like, oh, your Judge Pro Avacyn's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's really cool, but you know, it's cool too, this cool card that my friend made me, and I absolutely love it. And I have them, like I said, I have them all both in here so that, you know, I have my oh, whoa, I just put that backwards. Way to go, Tracy. So I have like this, and then I have my flip side of myself where I'm Angel of Selfies. You know, and then she's casually holding like an iPhone there, which if you know me, you know I don't like iPhones, but that's okay. So, yeah, this just makes me laugh, and I absolutely love it. So, ooh, and I just threw it on the floor. Oh no, sorry, Allison. So, yeah, that is it, guys. That is it for Sentimental Magic Cards. I would really like to know what cards mean a lot to you if you want to let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Okay, sorry for the change in angle. I was just discussing my video with Paul, and he was like, oh, so I'm sure you talked about Oblivion Ring, right? And I was like, oh my god, like, I forgot. So I was, like, getting myself ready, and I, like, forgot to talk about Oblivion Ring. Okay, so I collect Oblivion Rings, and I get asked by a lot of people why. And I think it was because I was like, oh, like, I love this magic card, and then I kind of, like, I guess I had, like, 3 in my binder or something, and then everyone was like, oh, you like Oblivion Ring? Here's 30. So, like, I just have so many. Like, my friend Justin, like, when I left for Texas, he gave me, like, a stack of, like, 20 Oblivion Rings to put in my binder. So, yeah, I collect them, and it's cool. It's such a cool conversation starter, like, when I give someone my binder to look at, and they, like, get to the binder, literally, like, half, like, not even, no, it's not really half, but, you know, a third of my binder is just straight up Oblivion Rings. So, another cool thing is I have these promo Tracy, altered, by a person who went to my game store back in New York, and he altered these for me. We did like a Secret Santa like thing, and he does alters, and he was like, he altered me this Oblivion Ring and the other art, which I will show you in a little bit. So, I don't know how well I'm actually showing this. I'm sorry, I'm not Vanna White. So we have that. This is extraordinarily hard to do, just throwing it out there. This isn't my favorite art, by the way, the Lorwyn art with the purple. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Okay, and then we have this one, too, that he altered. Like, how freaking cool is that? Come on, this one of my friends signed, which was pretty cool. And then we have more Oblivion Rings. And more. More. Yep. And that's it! So, yeah, that's pretty much that. So I swear I will, like, one of these days, I'm gonna, like, have someone be like, hey, Tracy, I was starting through magic cards, here's, like, 10, and I found all these Oblivion Rings, and it's just gonna happen, because that's I do not personally go out and seek buying Oblivion Rings. I've gotten, like, all of these as gifts from people, so I don't go around. Actually, that's a lie. I think I've bought, like, myself a total of, like, 5. From like the different sets, and then I was like, this is a little crazy, and then people just keep giving them to me, so I'm like, okay, that's it. So it's kind of like one of those things, like when I was playing like 60 card, you know, when like you don't know what formats are, and like you're just experimenting with like 60 card decks, like right when you get into Magic. Like, at least I feel like that's how most people do it. So I did that, and like Oblivion Ring was like my answer to everything, and that was like the bane of my friends' existence. They were like, oh my god, like I can't answer Oblivion Ring, like, and I was like, it kills everything, or it exiles everything, this card's unbeatable. So that was kind of the thing, and that's kind of why like I'm known for like playing that card basically. I'm just playing Oblivion Ring in like literally every deck that I can. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.